You know, before carrying on and adding the rest of the videos for the course, that's why I ask for feedback. Um, if one person is asking, then I take it as 10 other people wondering, right? So we need to explain what prayer is. Maybe I should have done that. But, we just take certain things so lightly because they're so loosely used over time and over years. So as I said in the previous video explaining what I meant by you don't have to pray every day, I explained that prayer is communication. Ultimately, prayer is you talking. Prayer is you communicating, and an altar is a place where you do rites, right? You do traditional or religious rites. That's your altar. So you only go there for specific things. You only go there if you are doing something. If we're going there to make an offering, if you are going there to make a request, right? So you won't be making an offering and making a request every day. It's impossible to live a life that way. So that's why I'm saying don't pray every day, don't pasha every day, because there's a purpose for these things, and you only go to that council when there's reason to. Otherwise, if you have no reason to be going to that altar, to be making any requests, and whatsoever, then there's no reason for you to be calling on other people. There's no reason to be calling to the council, this council that is there, being your lineage, your ancestors, or whatever higher power you're praying to. So let's start it off from there. Prayer being a form of communication. Now, understanding that prayer is a form of communication, my other question is, do you understand that you are God? Do you know why you're God? Why I am saying, or you've heard people say that you are God? And I've explained the godliness in me explaining what the womb is, what having a womb is about, the power of being a womb and a womb and a womb man, a woman. So the meaning of the word pray. To pray is to say prayers, ask earnestly. Prayer, thanks or appeal addressed to one's God, set form of words used in praying, earnest request. Prayer is also a curse. A curse is also a form of prayer. So a curse is like being told a curse. There's a good and there's a bad curse. There's a good and there's a bad prayer too. So the meaning of these words are very important. So pray, it's you making a request to a God. So you understanding that you are God, you will understand that whatever you do with self determines the outcomes of your life. So as soon as I understand that, okay, if I want good things, I must speak good things to myself, right? Instead of saying, yo, mama, you're so clumsy, I say, you change it. I'm not clumsy anymore. I look at other things. That's why we promote, if you're going to pray every day, I say your prayer for every day should be thanksgiving, should be gratitude, like the 7-day exercise that I explained, where you're speaking to yourself and you're thanking yourself for everything good that you have done or you are doing. That is prayer. That is prayer. That on itself is prayer. And for that, you don't need to go to an altar, right? For that, you don't need to go to an altar. You do it anyway. You can do it getting ready for the day, looking at yourself in the mirror. Affirmations, these things that we are hearing every day, that's prayer. No one said anything about your affirmations happening at your altar. So going back to altar, before we try and complicate our lives and calling an altar a specific space in the house, your house is your first altar. Your house is your first altar. So if your house is your first altar, then how do you pray in your altar every day? You pray in everything that you're doing in your house. You don't go to a specific corner because your house is your altar. And how you treat your house is you praying. How you treat yourself is you praying every day. How you treat yourself on a daily basis is determining your prayers. So if I'm good to myself, that means I am sending out good prayers, healthy prayers. If I'm treating myself badly or I'm surrounded by people who are toxic and abusive, that's a reflection of how I'm treating myself. So my prayers are negative. And if I'm in situations that I don't like and all I'm doing is asking God to take me out, but I'm not taking myself out, that is a bad prayer. That's why you don't need to go to your altar every day. Prayer is communication. Let's call it that. Prayer is communication. Prayer is communication. That's it. How you speak to yourself is you pray. That's you praying every day. And these things take time to reach that point. For some, it depends on your journey too. So I used to believe in that. I used to pray every day. To this day, I still set an alarm to pray at a certain time every day. I don't pray every day at that certain time because I also go in how I'm feeling. If I don't feel like going and praying at my altar, I'll sleep. But I've made it a thing. I've made it a lifestyle of praying in everything that I do. Because we forget, guys. You can't remember at 6 a.m. every day you must go and pray. We forget. Some religions have mastered that art, but in reality we forget, and that is not what we are designed for. We are not designed to remember to do these things. It must be flow. It must be flow. That's why we always talk about intuition and gut feeling. That all works with flow. It is all flow. It is all flow. And I may be disturbing some already, preconceived ideas on doing things and seeing things, which is okay. We are all here to learn. But I'm here to disagree and saying prayer is something that happens every day. Prayer is you. That is prayer. Prayer is you. Prayer is your daily action. That is prayer. Maybe that's why I took it so loosely, because that's how I see prayer now. Prayer is just daily action. How I treat myself, how I treat life, how I treat others. That's prayer. Not me going and, I'm praying. And even the idea of praying with both hands closed together, that is not a proper way of praying. How am I welcoming things in if both my hands are closed? So in the video that I did with the exercise I was showing and how you pray for the 7-day exercise, the thing you do with your hands, what you do with yourself and your hands as you're asking for things is very important. So if your hands are closed, those are wrong ways we're taught of prayer, because that type of slavery. Now we're moving past that slavery. We are moving into new things and simple ways of looking after ourselves, of honoring ourselves and the gods in us. We are not going external anymore. We are now internal. So your prayers, you don't close your hands. You open your hands. That's why people lift their hands high, because you are welcoming that spirit, that energy. You want it in. You want it to come in. So if your hands are closed, how is that energy going to come to you? It won't. You're going to keep making and saying the same prayer every day. But if I'm praying while I'm working, and if my prayers, in most cases, if I choose to pray, I just go with gratitude, because my problems, God knows my problems. My life knows my problems. It's my life. I know what I need. I don't need to ask for what I need, but I must trust what I have. That's why I'm saying shy away from praying every day. If you're going to pray every day, be thankful. Make prayer gratitude. Let's call prayer gratitude. Thanksgiving. Yeah, let's call it that. If you're going to call it that, then go about it that way. Just thanking and thanking and thanking and thanking and thanking and thanking. That's all you do. As soon as you think of praying, just thank and thank and thank and thank and thank. And thank and thank and thank and thank. That's prayer. Communication is prayer. How you speak to yourself is prayer, number one. Might do another video at some point, but I hope this explains it.